Next part is to have to realize these ideas. I mean, okay, generating an idea and expressing it is good. But until and unless you have the required technical knowledge to implement that idea, it's not of any good. Like Steve Jobs, if we said, okay, let's make Apple. Now, if in Apple he did not invent such cool gizmos and gadgets, I don't think anyone would have been shelling out 50K for the latest iPhone 5 series, right? And finally, you need to sell these ideas. Even after you gain the expertise to actually implement these ideas. Today's world is all about marketing. I mean, this is the difference between, let's say, a Nokia and an Apple compared to a Lava or Carbon. The selling part. I mean, you need to have marketing. So the Science and Tech Council basically plans to help you in all these fields, little by little. I'm not saying that we'll make outright entrepreneurs out of you, no. But we'll at least provide you a platform which would help you. Okay. Have I missed anything as of now? Okay. Now I would like to briefly introduce you to the structure. At the top is GSEC, me. And under me we have the associate GSEC, Gauravi Goyal. Then under us, we have the senators. Senators are people who are elected. Politics, Rajniti, blah, blah, blah. They're elected people. So first of all, I would like to call Rikin Raheja. Then I would like to call Sir Archit. I'm calling him Sir because he's the finance convener. So basically all my bills have to be cleared by him. So without his permission, I am basically nothing. Then we have, oh, he made it, Harshal. Earlier he said he wouldn't come, but when I said, okay, the people will get to see you and you might get a few offers later, he came. Then I would like to call upon the general body members. So, who all do we have here? Karthik? Shreel? Digvijay? And this is the first time I'm seeing this guy's face in this semester. And we have two more. Sir Raja Vasan and okay, both of them are in class, fine? Okay, thank you so much.
Make the world intuitive.
Nice.
Explore new technologies and invent things.
Excellent.
See the problems of the common man and try to bring out solutions for them to make the things easier.
You nailed it. I mean, the keyword, they provide solutions. It all boils down to one thing. Engineers provide solution. Outstanding. Your name, please?
Apurva Singh.
Okay. So, engineers provide solutions. We design things, we build things, but it all ultimately boils down to effectively and efficiently providing solutions. So, okay, we provide solutions. You are at an IT college, right? So we'll have our subjects, we'll have whatever branches you have, we'll have mathematics, we'll have programming, electronics and all. So that's going to prepare you for the real world, right? Actually, it's partly right. I'm not saying, I mean, the curriculum in itself is very important. But until and unless you implement what you have studied in a practical manner, it's going to be very difficult to face the real world. See, the reality is when you go into jobs and all, it's very seldom that whatever you have studied would be copied and pasted into that scenario. You must be having some ideas that they all go for training and all. I mean, once you join a job, you have to go into a 6-month training period, right? So in that training period, what they do is they teach you to cope up with real life problems. So if, let's say, okay, let's talk in terms of job interviews for now. They have two people, fine? One person is excellent in everything, but only theoretically. The second person is not so good in formulas and stuff, but he actually knows how to work around his way and go to the solution, right? So, any prizes for guessing who the selected person would be? Exactly. So, this is where we are trying to help. I mean, you'll learn stuff in class, and you'll learn it by very experienced and educated people. I mean, they are the best of the lot. That's what we are told. Some might disagree, I guess. But with us, what you can do is that you can try and implement it. I mean, personally speaking, that the joy of, I mean, you type in a code and you execute it. Once that code, any of you familiar with C programming? Quite a few. So I think you could relate. I mean, once you implement a program, few lines of code, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Well, before introducing my club to you, I just want to ask you something. Has anyone here ever seen a starry night? Well, many of you. Have you ever wished to go beyond that? Well, you do. But do you even know what is beyond that? Well, that's why I'm here, to answer all your questions. Good morning. I, Arushi Jain, the coordinator of the Astro Club, is here in front of you to introduce my club to you. The LNMIT Astro Club was formed through dedicated efforts of students as well as professors. The club aims at spreading astronomical knowledge, popularizing science concepts, exploring universe and discovering nature. On solid academic basis, various types of activities are held in our club. Our club aims at spreading astronomical knowledge to each corner of our campus, thus enriching our campus culture. We have a team of highly dedicated members. Our club also have a telescope of its own. Anyone here knows Sunita Williams? Almost all. One of our members, Shikhar, has also met her on a school interactive session. Talking about the achievements, we have got the 4th prize in the event Cosmos of IIT Kanpur Fest Tech Kriti 2013, and it was followed by a very nice celebration. Thank you. Coming to the activities that we took in the last academic year, we have the astronomy quiz. It was just to generate some interest in the mass and to get an idea about how much they are interested in the astronomy. We have also organized a talk on Venus transit and a telescopic session with the help of Birla Planetarium. We did Eratosthenes activity to measure Earth's radius. Wondering how can we measure Earth's radius? Well, yes, we did it with just a meter stick and a measuring tape. We also had a visit to Jantar Mantar. We have organized our fest, Crescent, for the very first time, and various activities included technical as well as some non-technical side, like astronomy image processing contest, painting competition, essay writing, space settlement contest, star hunt, etc. How many of you are wearing watches here? Quite a large number. Well, just imagine if this age is transformed into a stone age, then I'm wondering what would happen to you all. Well, our club is prepared for that bizarre scenario also. Sundial is taken up by the members to demonstrate the principle of Stone Age watches. Can anyone here take a pic of a star? Only one? Okay. Not many. Not even using your smartphones. Well, we have a plan to do so. Our future planning is to focus on astrophysics, astrophotography, and radio astronomy. I encourage you all to be a part of it and make it a success. To conclude, I would just say, looking up to the stars and stand on solid ground. All of us do love the heaven above, so why not devote our love and efforts to make this astronomy club better? In belief of enchanting more with the starry night and delighting more with astronomy, we heartily hope that our laughter and happiness never fade beneath the stars. Thank you.
Coordinator for the Cybros Club. Thank you. Okay, I'll be very quick. I've just got 2-3 minutes from my GSEC, respected GSEC. Cybros is the official computer club of LNM IIT, and it was founded in April 2010. And since then, it has taken up the responsibility of organizing various computer science and other IT-related events and tutorials in the institute. So, I would like to introduce you to the subdivisions of Cybros. We have 5 subdivisions. First is programming. So, you may be seeing plethora of languages here, C, C++. I know many of you will be expert in those languages. Can I see the hands, please? C and C++? Okay, and SQL and HTML. HTML is somewhat between web development and programming. So, in this language, we had tutorials for C, C++ last year, and we'll be organizing the tutorials for these languages this year also, and any other languages that you want us to. See, your feedback is most important. What you need is what we are going to offer. So, if you ask us that we need a tutorial on this particular language, definitely we'll be having tutorial and lab sessions on that. So the next division is system. Okay, you must be very familiar with this, Android. How many of you do have these Android smartphone? Okay, there was a time when these hands used to be all Symbian. Okay. So we'll be having Android classes. You will learn to make Android apps, not just by app builder, but proper Java coding and all. And next, please. Okay, has any one of you seen any one of these signs anywhere? Can you identify, please? Can someone please pass on the mic? Only Y13, please.
Our distinguished guest for the day, and dear students. It's a wonderful opportunity to have with us Professor Ramesh Arora to deliver a talk and inspire not only our students but everyone who would be listening to him, whoever would be coming in and listening and joining this audience. And let us all be inspired through his invaluable experience and expertise as distinguished academic and an eminent speaker. Professor Ramesh K. Arora, an MPA, an MPhil and a PhD from Kansas, USA, was a Fulbright scholar at the University of Kansas, Lawrence, and a senior Fulbright fellow at the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs, Syracuse University, USA. He was professor and head Department of Public Administration and Dean Faculty of Social Sciences at the University of Rajasthan. Presently, he is serving as a distinguished visiting professor at the HCM Rajasthan State Institute of Public Administration, Jaipur. And he is also the honorary chairman, the Management Development Academy, Jaipur. Professor Arora is an eminent academician, an acclaimed writer, and influential orator. He has written and edited several books across vast array of subjects like public administration, education, development, human values, time management, and many more. So I would now not come much in between you and the distinguished speaker and request Professor Arora to please take over the dais and enlighten us all.
Dr. Usha Kanungo and students, I'm very happy to be here. It's first time that I'm here. And I've heard a great deal about this institution. It's a national institution, made a name for itself already. And since you have come here, certainly you will find that it has been a great decision of yours to enroll yourself in this institution. I wish you all the best. Today's subject that has been assigned to me is positive personality. There are a number of lectures on personality development, but personality, when it develops, ought to be positive. A few attributes of positive personality we shall be discussing this morning. You will find that many of these attributes are already ingrained in you, and some of them certainly can be further strengthened through efforts and perseverance. It's not possible at all to attain the highest wisdom of the great seers and gods. But I tell you one thing, it is possible in this world, in this life itself, to be an outstanding individual, an extraordinary individual, an individual with phenomenal power and motivation, determination, enthusiasm. First of all, let us try to understand as to who is a positive personality. I'll just give you one example of a positive personality. So when I ask you a question, how are you? And you will say, I'm good, I'm very good. That's a positive personality. And you ask somebody, how are you? The negative personality will say, bas kat rahi hai. Time pass ho raha hai. When you're a positive personality, when you are asked a question or make a statement and somebody really wants your reaction on a statement, oh, the weather is beautiful, you'll say, yeah, I enjoy it. That's a positive personality. But the negative one say, kya barsat ne kachra kar diya? Negative personality. If you got 85% marks in one particular paper and somebody says, wonderful, it's a great achievement, main to 90 की उम्मीद कर रहा था. Negative personality. Not enjoying life and its fruits and the benefits and the bliss is a curse. And enjoying every minute of it, every association of it, every event of it, every opportunity of it, that is a bliss. So a positive personality is a blissful personality. Enjoys, is cheerful, is hopeful, is enthusiastic, is optimistic, and always sees good in everything. As Shakespeare says in As You Like It, tongue in trees and books in brooks and sermons in stones and good in everything. That is a positive attitude of a positive personality.